Have you ever known someone who seemed kind, mature, emotionally aware, and then suddenly disappeared for days? No arguments, no goodbye, no explanation. They stop replying to messages, avoid calls, and seem to vanish from everyone's life. To some people it feels rude, confusing, or even selfish. But what if it isn't? What if disappearing isn't always a sign of emotional immaturity, but sometimes a sign of emotional intelligence? The truth is, emotionally intelligent people don't always process life the way everyone else does. Instead of reacting impulsively, they often withdraw to think, regulate their emotions, protect their peace, or avoid causing unnecessary harm. Of course, disappearing can also be unhealthy or hurtful when it becomes chronic avoidance or poor communication. The key is understanding the difference. In this video, we'll explore 5 psychological reasons why emotionally intelligent people sometimes disappear, what is happening inside their minds during those quiet moments, and how to tell the difference between healthy solitude and emotional avoidance. You may discover that silence often communicates far more than words. 1. They withdraw to regulate their emotions instead of reacting. One of the biggest misconceptions about emotionally intelligent people is that they never become overwhelmed. They do. The difference is that they recognize when their emotions are becoming too intense to respond wisely. Instead of arguing while angry or speaking words they may later regret, they intentionally step away. Their silence isn't about punishing someone, it's about preventing unnecessary damage. Psychologists often describe emotional intelligence as the ability to recognize, understand, and manage emotions before acting on them. That means these individuals know that every feeling doesn't deserve an immediate reaction. Rather than exploding, they pause. Rather than escalating conflict, they create distance. Rather than saying something destructive, they allow time for clarity. To people waiting for a response, this silence can feel like rejection, but internally they may be doing difficult emotional work, sorting through disappointment, calming their nervous system, and deciding how to communicate with wisdom instead of impulse. True emotional intelligence isn't measured by how quickly someone responds. It's often measured by how thoughtfully they respond after taking time to regain emotional balance. 2. They protect their mental energy. Emotionally intelligent people understand something many people learn only after years of burnout. Not every conversation deserves their energy. Every interaction requires emotional effort. Listening, empathizing, solving problems, managing expectations, and responding thoughtfully. Over time, that constant emotional output can become exhausting. Instead of allowing themselves to become emotionally depleted, they intentionally create periods of solitude. This isn't because they dislike people. It's because they recognize that they cannot pour into others from an empty emotional reservoir. Think of it like charging a phone battery. Most people wouldn't expect a phone to work indefinitely without being recharged, yet they expect people to remain emotionally available every hour of every day. Emotionally intelligent individuals understand their limits. They know that protecting their peace today often allows them to show up with greater patience, empathy, and kindness tomorrow. Their temporary disappearance is often less about escaping people and more about restoring themselves. 3. They need time to process before they speak. Some people think while they talk. Emotionally intelligent people often think before they talk. When something painful, confusing, or emotionally significant happens, they rarely rush to conclusions. Instead, they quietly examine the situation from multiple perspectives. They ask themselves difficult questions. Am I seeing this clearly? What part did I play? Am I reacting emotionally or responding wisely? What outcome do I actually want? That inner reflection takes time. During that process, they may seem distant or unavailable, but internally their minds are working intensely. They're separating facts from assumptions. They're distinguishing temporary emotions from lasting truths. They're choosing words that build understanding rather than destroy relationships. To someone waiting, the silence may feel uncomfortable, but thoughtful silence often creates healthier conversations than immediate emotional reactions ever could. 4. They create distance from emotional noise. Modern life is incredibly loud. Constant notifications, social media, endless opinions, group chats, news, work pressure, family expectations. Emotionally intelligent people recognize that too much external noise makes it difficult to hear their own thoughts. So sometimes they intentionally disappear, not because they're hiding, but because they're creating space to reconnect with themselves. They unplug. They spend time alone. They read, they walk, they journal, they reflect. These quiet moments allow them to regain perspective and return to their relationships with a clearer mind. For them, solitude isn't loneliness, it's maintenance. Just as the body needs sleep, the mind sometimes needs silence. 5. They understand that constant availability isn't healthy. One of the greatest myths in modern relationships is that caring about someone means always being available. Emotionally intelligent people know that's neither realistic nor healthy. Healthy relationships include healthy boundaries. They understand that constantly answering every message, solving every problem, or meeting everyone's expectations eventually leads to emotional exhaustion. Instead, they choose intentional presence over constant presence. When they're with you, they're fully engaged. When they need space, they take it without guilt. Their goal isn't to avoid people. Their goal is to remain emotionally healthy enough to be genuinely present when they return. The healthiest people don't disappear forever. They step away, restore themselves, and come back with greater clarity, patience, and emotional strength. And that's an important distinction. Temporary solitude can be a sign of emotional wisdom. But if someone repeatedly disappears without communication, accountability, or consideration for others, that's no longer emotional intelligence, it's avoidance. Learning the difference can transform the way we understand silence, relationships, and ourselves. Now I'd love to hear your perspective. Have you ever intentionally disappeared for a few days to protect your peace? Or has someone else's silence ever changed the way you saw a relationship? Share your experience in the comments by writing, "I choose peace over pressure." Or if this video helped you understand someone or even yourself a little better, let us know by commenting. Silence isn't always rejection. Your story could encourage someone else who is struggling to understand the difference between healthy solitude and unhealthy avoidance. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into human psychology, emotional intelligence, and personal growth.